Now, here's the story of the day that I don't think anybody's talking about, Eli. The legislation that Tim Walz signed to include pedophiles into your sexual orientation. You know, your preferred sexual orientation, kind of like your preferred pronouns. Remember when I told you long ago that they were going to try to encapsulate the pedophile desire into the LGBTQIA, and I say pedo plus? I said sooner or later these quack jobs are going to try to say you cannot go after a pedophile because their sexual preference is protected under civil rights laws. That is happening under Tim Walz. Let's get into this. Minnesota's Take Pride Act, which was signed into law by Governor Tim Walz in May of 2023, included a section that redefined the term sexual orientation to include pedophiles in the state's Human Rights Act. Remember, folks, it was reported that the Take Pride Act, which was signed into law by Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, was first introduced by transgender Representative Lee Finke.
Next up, Representative Finke. Creates a definition for gender identity and adds gender identity into the list of protected groups under the Minnesota Human Rights Act.
Debate hearing of the bill, Senator Nathan Wassenberg of Little Falls urged lawmakers to vote against the bill, lest the people of our state come to believe that the majority of this body supports protecting pedophiles. Wassenberg's plea was not enough, and the Senate passed the bill, and Walz immediately signed the Take Pride Act into law. GOP lawmakers leveled a heavy accusation at the DFL majority during public safety debates in recent days, accusing them of protecting pedophiles, adults who are sexually attracted to children, as long as they don't physically act on it, right? What about child porn? A disproportionate amount of debate in the House and Senate over the 500-plus page, $3.5 billion public safety bill focused on the removal of one sentence from the State Rights Human Act. I apologize for what you lost, but don't worry, we're making this the short clip of the day, so you'll be able to see everything that we put because we have a recorded version. Here is that moment. Let's play it again.
We heard no good reason not to close the loophole to potentially open the door in some future case that someone could argue there's a protected class for those adults who are attracted to kids. No good reason. We did hear, and I will grant Representative Finke, we did hear good reason not to have it in the sexual orientation definition. I will grant that. I understand that argument. But we voted 126-0 to solve that problem in a different way. And there was no good reason given on this floor as to why we can't do that.
Well, there is a good reason. They want pedophilia everywhere. That's why they're doing the drag queen story hour. That is why they're pushing for young children to be sexualized and pedophilized, if that's even a word, in schools